Hello and welcome back to this third episode now of the A to Z of manifesting. In the previous episodes, we did the letter A. We did a part 1 and part 2. So this time we're going to be talking about the B's of manifesting. If you're new here, my name's Lois. I'm a mindset, manifestation and empowerment coach. And I'm here to explain all the different terminology and words to do with manifesting to help you understand so that you can become the powerful conscious manifestors that you were all born to be. So with that in mind, we're going to start with the first one. Belief. Belief. Can be a tricky one. There is a stage we go through in manifesting, and it's quite a crucial stage. So first we will start with belief. Belief then turns into faith. Faith turns into knowing. Knowing turns into trust, and trust turns into your manifestation. It's it's not linear by any means, but it's this kind of constant sort of cycle where you'll go through from believing something, having faith in it, trusting it, knowing it, and then coming back to doubting again, and then knowing and then doubting again, and then having faith again, and then not trusting, and then coming back to trust. And it can be quite a cycle. But belief at the end of the day is simply that. It's just, what do you believe about anything? About life? About, do you believe in aliens? Do you believe that people are inherently good? Do you believe that, you deserve love? Do you believe that you're going to be wealthy? Do you believe everything that you hear? Because, again, as I say, beliefs start in childhood, and they're very rarely anything that we've created. It comes from a perception of our life. So we have an experience, whether it be positive or negative, we have an experience. And from that experience, we create a story. And we have a perception about what's happening, and we're processing that information as a child. And sometimes we don't have the mental capacity at that point to understand what's going on. But from what we're experiencing, we're starting to develop a story in our mind. And that story becomes a belief. And that belief is what determines all of your decisions, choices, and actions as an adult. So anything that you find that might be a repeating cycle or a repeating pattern in your life, a habit, it stems from your beliefs, because you have a repeating unconscious belief about something, or maybe you're conscious of it. So it can also be beliefs that get handed to you as a child. I had so many beliefs handed down to me that I didn't realize came from my parents, specifically my mum. It was a belief around money, a belief around relationships, that they were hard to get, they never lasted, it was always hard to come by, and it just wasn't easy. And it wasn't meant for us. Money was always on the other side of the family. We were never lucky with money. Partners never stayed. And through my own experience of my parents' divorce, I gained a belief from a perception that my dad was leaving us. My dad was leaving me. And so I created a story that if he's leaving me, then I'm not good enough, that I'm not worth staying for, that I'm obviously not lovable, because if he loved me, he'd stay. So then I create this perception and this belief that men don't stay, that men will always leave you for somebody else because he would remarry. And I would have that belief that I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I'm not worth choosing, I'm not worth staying around for, that I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of a relationship. And I carried that my whole life. Now, I've had some beautiful relationships, I've had some amazing partners, but I've equally had some terrible ones. And it always came when I started to fall deeply for someone. It always got to that point of fear and anxiety, because I had that belief that eventually they were going to leave me, that they would cheat on me, that they would abandon me, that I wasn't good enough, that they would find someone better. And sometimes what I found is that in relationships, I would be with someone for a long period of time, and eventually, we'd split up. And most of the time it was them leaving me. 99% of the time, they would end the relationship with me. And so that would just consolidate that belief even more, that I was being left and abandoned. And then, of course, they would go and date someone else. And of course, that would then consolidate that belief even more, that they must have left me for them because I wasn't good enough. And they always wanted someone else. And then I developed this crazy belief that everyone I dated, I was like some kind of fixer-upper. That when they were with me, I helped them and I supported them and I helped them work through their issues. And then the next relationship they'd have, they would go on to marry that person or have kids with that person or have a long-term relationship with that person. I started to feel like, oh, that's my purpose in life, is it? To just, clear up all the crappiness, help them become these best versions so that they could go off and meet someone else. And then there's me stuck on my own. So you can see how beliefs can be, they're so easily ingrained in our mind by our experiences in life. And that's where being conscious is very key, because you have to be aware. What is it you're believing? Why are you believing it? Where did it come from and when did it start? Ask yourself these questions and you will get to the heart of why these beliefs are there. And I promise you, most of the time, when you go back and you look through your childhood and you'll say to yourself, well, I believed it because of this experience, or because my parents were like this, or because my siblings did this, or because, I lost a loved one, or something happened, or, I had this crazy childhood. Even if it's really traumatic, I had my own traumatic childhood experiences too. So I know what it's like. Whatever you're dealing with, wherever that started, you can unpick it and start to say, oh, actually, now that I'm a grown up, I can see I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't my fault. My parents didn't divorce because of me. I wasn't unlovable. He wasn't abandoning me at all. It was just that they didn't love each other, and that's just the way it worked back then, And I could see clearly, I could look through the bullshit and I could pick it apart and then realize, oh, it's not true. Oh, I don't have to believe it anymore then. And also, if I found out that it was a belief that someone had handed to me, like when it came to the money thing, I was like, oh, but that's their belief, not mine. So I don't need to carry it anymore. I don't need to have responsibility for that anymore. I can choose my own belief. I can come up with what I want to. And that's what I did. And that's what you can do too. So, our second B is being. What is being? It's this. It's what you're doing right now. Who are you being in this moment? Who are you being? Are you being someone who's secure and stable, abundant, joyful, happy, loving, peaceful? Or are you someone who's anxious, depressed, lonely, fearful, feeling unloved, feeling unwanted, feeling unsuccessful, unmotivated? Who are you being? Because we are human beings, we're not human doings, but most of our life is spent doing, trying to attain things, trying to have things, trying to get things, chasing things, pursuing things, So much of life has become do, get, consume. It's not been so much about being for a long time. But I'm glad to say that that's all shifting a lot now. So many people are finally waking up. And I probably should have mentioned about awakenings in the A. If you'd like me to explain that, I can. But being is really just coming back home to yourself. Who are you being? Are you being someone that is loving, is kind, is considerate, thoughtful, appreciative, grateful? Or are you someone who's being argumentative, critical, negative, revengeful, mean? Who are you being? Because who you are being, again, as I say, this world is your mirror. So who you are being is going to be reflected back to you through your experiences and through people. So if you think that other people are acting a certain way towards you, it's a good chance to look back and say, well, hang on. Where am I being like that in myself? Where am I being like that towards other people? Or even where am I being like that to myself? We talk about like this rejection thing and abandonment, but if you feel like, people are constantly rejecting you, where are you rejecting yourself? Where are you abandoning yourself? So whatever you see in this outside sort of world, outer experience, it's a good time to reflect and say, okay, well, who am I being in this moment? Am I someone who's just totally reactive and exploding and blowing up and arguing and just being, irate all the time? Or am I someone who's being compassionate and understanding and able to sort of step back from things? And am I someone who's peaceful and calm? Am I someone who's very reflective and understanding and supportive? Am I, who are you being? And if you don't like who you are being, guess what? You can change it. It's wonderful. Nothing is set in stone. So if you don't like who you are being, or you don't like how your 3D is, then again, come back to, so what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? If you don't like the fact that you are someone who's always negative, or someone who doesn't feel good about themselves, who doesn't feel lovable, who doesn't feel successful, again, this comes back to beliefs. Start doing the inner work and figuring out, why do you feel that way? Where did it come from? Where did it start? Use the affirmations to start reprogramming your system and work on becoming that version of you that you do want to be. And spend more time being. That means taking some time out to just be quiet. Because I tell you what, so few people are comfortable just being with themselves, being alone with themselves, being in a quiet room by themselves. With so much information overload, with social media, with these devices that we're on now, we consume, and our brain is just fried. So I would urge you, if you could do anything for yourself, go and take a couple of minutes every day and just sit still. Go and sit on a park bench and just watch the world go by. Sit in your room and just lie on your bed. Just lie there. And just listen. Listen to the thoughts in your head. Listen to what comes up. Feel what comes up. Be with yourself. Be comfortable with yourself. Be comfortable with silence. And if you hear any thoughts and you feel things and you don't like them, don't run away from them. Don't avoid them. Look at them. And give them love. Give them the care and nurture, because most of the time that's just parts of your past, parts of your childhood, parts that you haven't dealt with that want your attention. They need your care. They need your love. So spend more time being with yourself, being with the things that you enjoy and that you love, and being present, being here, being now. Not stuck in the past, not worrying about the future, because you can't change the past and you can't do anything about the future. Enjoy this now moment. Our next B, boundaries. Came out weird. Boundaries are, well, they're just good in general. And I never used to have very good boundaries, to be honest with you, but they've been a bit of a game changer for me, and they are for you. Now, boundaries are not an excuse to push people away. They're not an excuse to avoid things. They are not a way of being able to say, you did this to me. It's not a blame thing. Boundaries are your way of setting standards. And I've done a video about this before, about where are you abandoning yourself and the importance of boundaries. So go and check out that other video, because if this is something that you've got an issue with, that's going to be a massive help to you. But boundaries are a key part when it comes to manifesting, because when you know what you are willing to allow and what you're not willing to allow, you gain clarity. And when you set these boundaries, you start to then become more in alignment with who you are being, who you want to be, who you are becoming, who you are aligning with, and what you're aligning with, your desires. It's a culmination. It's like manifesting is like this big soup. It's like this big minestrone, and it's all got so many ingredients to it, and they all play a part. And there's not really one part that's more important than the other. They all work together in this lovely symbiotic kind of fluidy soup. But when you understand each element, it makes the whole process so much easier, more fluid, more flow, more simple. So in this sense, boundaries, the part that it plays in manifesting, is helping you to establish your standards. It's helping you to relax your expectations. It also helps you to release control. And I'm going to talk about this in the C's, but control is a huge thing for a lot of people. We always want to control, right? We want to control outcomes. We want to control circumstances. We want to control people. We want to control our emotions. We want to control our thoughts. But one of the beautiful things that you can ever give to yourself is to relax that need to control anything. And this goes into being. When you are being, you're not trying to control anything, you're not trying to manipulate anything, you're just in it. You're just in life, you're just in flow. So with your boundaries, you're able to, once you've decided, okay, well, I'm no longer going to allow anybody to disrespect me. And if I feel that that's the case, I'm going to speak up on it. I'm no longer going to date people who have these characteristics, because I know from the past when I've dated people with these characteristics, it's never gone so well. You know, I'm going to be authentically me. I'm going to show up as me. And if people don't like it, so be it. I'm going to set my standards for myself to say, okay, this is acceptable and this is not. This is aligned with me, this is not. This is for my benefit, this is not. When you've established those key areas, when you know what you will and won't allow, it's like you're establishing this perimeter around you. Not a wall. It's not a wall. It's like an invisible parameter. It's like a line where if someone oversteps that line, if they overstep that perimeter, that boundary, you're going to know it straight away because you've implemented it and you are firm on it and you've decided it. So when someone oversteps it, you're going to have much more confidence, much more power to say, stop. I don't like this. This is not for me. Back away. You know, this doesn't make me feel comfortable. I'm stepping out. I don't like your behavior. It's really, you know, it's really aggressive or whatever. I'm stepping away. You know, this situation doesn't make me feel comfortable. I'm leaving. You know, this job is no longer fulfilling me. It's no longer helping me pay the bills. I'm going to go and look for another one. You know, I'm actually much better skilled than this, and this isn't satisfying me. So let me go somewhere where I'm valued. That's what boundaries are for. They're for you. They're not for you to push people away or to blame anybody. It's for you to know who you are, what you stand for, and what you will and won't allow. And when you have those in place, when you have the boundaries in place, it's empowering, shifts your energy, really just, I don't know, just makes you feel more secure, more confident. And again, as I say, then you are able to be more authentic, more in alignment, more consistent, and you start seeing changes. And that's what this is all about. You start to then be able to manifest the things that you do want and less of the things you don't. Now, the last one I'm going to come to is balance. Now, in terms of manifesting, we talk about balancing energies a lot. We have masculine and feminine energies in each of us, and they all possess different qualities. So masculine is very much the doer, and feminine is very much the beer. So the doing things are the action taking. It's the decision making. It's it's that kind of affirmative action. It's that drive, motivation, power. Feminine is more flow. It's more soft. It's more gentle. It's nurturing, caring, loving. It still has its own powering. So don't think that, you know, feminine energy is all softy, because with feminine energy, we're very creative. We have, you know, this dynamic kind of creation. You know, women, you know, we have wombs. So we are the seat of creation. We create life. We grow and nurture life. We birth it into this world. That's why men and women together are a beautiful unit. And I'm not discrediting any same-sex couples out there by all means, because as I say, we all have masculine and feminine in each of us. And some of us are more on the masculine side, some of us are more on the feminine side. Those qualities just are naturally present within us. What I'm saying is when there's a balance of those energies, there's more harmony. Because when you're so ingrained in your masculine, you're very much in your ego. It's all about control, manipulation, dominance. When you're so much in your feminine, you're very passive, very nonchalant, very overgiving, very people-pleasing. So they have like opposite, like polar opposites, where there's the positive aspects and there are the negative aspects, if you want to see it that way. So having a balance in your energy is very key, because when you're balanced, there's more harmony, there's more ease, there's more flow, there's more clarity, there's more clear thinking, there's a better direction, there's more assertiveness, there's more motivation and inspiration, and you're able to just move through life with that air of just, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know where I'm going. So balance is very key. That means balancing your emotions, balancing your thinking, balancing the way that you act and react and respond, balancing your inner world. Because if your world outside of you is chaos at the minute, I'd urge you to take a look at what's going on inside of you, because most of the time when your internal world is a bit chaotic, then your outer world will be a match to that. So harmony, balance, balancing your energy, balancing your mood, balancing your emotions, all of those things, they will always lead you to a more stable, harmonious life. And the reason that balance is so important in manifesting, as I said again, it's like this big soup of everything. So when you are balanced, you are more in alignment. And when you are more in alignment, you are more likely to manifest your desires. I hope this has helped. And I will see you again in the next episode, where we're going to talk about the C's of manifesting. Thanks for joining, and I will catch you all in the next one.